It's Monday, March 25th, 2013, and let's talk about what happened this weekend in XDAdevelopers.com. First up, one of the things the XDA community is well known for is getting operating systems to run on things that they weren't necessarily intended to run on. And specifically, getting Android to run on things it was never intended to run on. That's why I've got an Android-powered toaster now. Well, one of these types of things we talked about just a few months ago was the Samsung Wave, which originally came with Bada OS, running Android. Well, the reason I bring it up again is because there have been some major improvements to Android running on Bada, at least Android running on the Samsung Wave, and I thought it should probably be pointed out to those of you who may still have the device and may be interested in having Android run on it. Of course, the big challenge in getting it to run on a device like this is the RIL, which provides the hardware interface to the radios, the modem, and everything else like that. Well, at this point, still not really complete, but there have been some major updates to it. Let me just read off a couple of them to you. Real IMEI reading out of NV data, IMEI data good, SIM card unlocking with PIN, registering to the mobile network, so that's a huge step forward, incoming call notification with answer and hang up option, but you can't send and receive audio yet, pending call support with a hang up option, not familiar with that one, sending and receiving SMS, which is huge, and getting time through network updates. So it's definitely come a long way from where it was before. There's still a long way to go, so it is still very early alpha state, but if you have the Samsung Wave and you want to know more about it, or if you just want to try to help out, you can, of course, go on over to the forum thread to get more information. Now, when I saw this next story pop up on the portal, I thought that it's one that I'd already covered, but apparently I was mistaken. A couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, I don't remember at this point, I talked about a new file browser, a file manager called Beam, which would allow you to take files from your file manager and beam them to other things. Well, in an article posted this weekend on the portal, there's now a new application by XDA senior member Majdev called Superbeam, and it's Majdev or Majdev or something to that effect. And essentially what this app does, it uses either NFC or QR codes to establish a connection between devices, and then if the device supports it, it uses Wi-Fi Direct to communicate between those two devices. So definitely a cool way to share some larger files between your devices or between your device and a friend's device if both of them support Wi-Fi Direct. It doesn't look like it supports Bluetooth, which would be another very interesting way to make that paired connection and share files back and forth. Might not be quite as fast as Wi-Fi Direct, but still it would be a good fallback option if it's not already built into the app, and like I said, doesn't appear to be. But the cool thing about it is it works with many, if not all, third-party file managers, photo browsers, galleries, things like that. So I would assume that you just go to your application of choice, you hit share, and then pick that out of the drop-down menu and go from there. Again, might be completely mistaken, haven't tried it out myself, but you should definitely go take a look at the forum thread if this is something that interests you. And the last story to mention, not too long ago we talked about how XDA has partnered up with Swappa.com as our official marketplace of choice. One of the most common complaints we heard out of that was, why are they not available internationally? Why are they not available in the UK specifically? Now, of course, up to this point anybody could have used Swappa, but it's not localized, so the shipping options were kind of awkward and very, very expensive. However, with this new option Swappa is offering to the UK, it should help out with finding people that are local to you and finding devices that don't have expensive shipping, things like that. So if you want to find out more about that, head on over to swappa.com/UK. It also looks like they're preparing to open up new markets in India and Europe, so keep an eye out for that. Of course, I'll let you know whenever that does happen. And there were two other videos posted here on XDA Developer TV this weekend. The first one was the second part in Kevin's series on Tasker, the intermediate use of Tasker. Some very cool stuff there about location-based triggers, very nice. And Jace gave us the next part in here's Careers in Android series, talking about are you a good developer or a great developer, filled with more interviews with Android developers from around the world, so do make sure to take a look at that video and both of the videos and everything else that we do here on XDA Developer TV, of course. But that's going to be all from me for today. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you like this video and subscribe to receive our content as soon as it becomes available. As always though, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again on Friday.